The sun never quite set in the Bandlands. Your impression of time has clearly shifted, as your biological clock tells you that, yeah, it should probably be night. Instead, a hazy twilight descends, the air around you growing significantly cooler. After your night spent here, you're quite used to the proceedings. It's unnatural, but rather soothing. Ash was given ample time to prepare for her operation. She traveled through the Bandlands down the path that she charted, following after the raid group. There you arrived at the pool said to contain the reflection of the moon or some other such nonsense. On all sides were band, gathered in what would be a raucous crowd if they weren't all dead silent and posing at each other. You recognize a few figures amongst the crowd.
I step forward, nodding to the iguana-masked band that I saw standing near the statue.
He turns and nods back.
I keep walking forward, looking over everyone, scrutinizing what they're bringing with, how they look, and then out of the corner of my eye, Thog?
Huh? Oh, Ash, good to see you. Thug is standing leaning against one of those curtains of flowers.
What are you doing here? I thought I told you to go home. Or, back to everybody.
Well, actually, I'm kind of sticking around here for now.
Why?
He motions to the side. I met someone. They're kind of nice.
Oh.
We've been hanging out.
Cool. I look at the band.
She watches you.
How long are you gonna be here?
Thug kind of looks down and away. I'm not entirely sure, to be fully honest.
Thug?
This whole thing is, new to me. It's like I'm getting acclimated to a whole new world, you know?
Are you alright, Thug? Like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Crap. I feel like I should be asking you the same. Shit. Basically, yeah, don't worry about me. I'm good. Horvin said something about you going on an operation.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I have to ask though. I lean forward and kind of glance at the other band. Like, met someone? Or...
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, 'cause totally. Can romance totally developed on the spot between a person who seems to just run their fucking mouth about stupid shit like myself and a silent mass son of a bitch over here?
You're saying
that would just happen.
You're saying some weird stuff, Thog. Like, you're just really out of character. I don't know. It doesn't... Sorry, gosh.
Thug sighs, wanders over and sits down, pulls out a cigarette and begins to smoke it.
I ruffle my hair and kind of stare at it.
Admittedly, this entire land is it's messing with my brain. Things don't work the way they do over in Oleron here.
I don't know how they work in Oleron, but
If I'm acting out of character, this is my desperate attempt to adapt to any of the shit I've seen recently.
Thug, stop yelling.
He sighs and exhales a big cloud of smoke.
I've been trying to adapt to shit too, externally and internally.
Yeah, that's half the reason why I'm sitting around here. He takes another puff on the cigarette. Listen, I understand you're going through some shit right now, serious shit. I'm trying, as best I can, as your boss, to figure out what the fuck's going on. So, yeah, just don't do anything too... kill yourself-y.
I nervously kick the dirt, scratch the back of my head. I won't.
He stares off into the gathering gloom. Spirit folk business is weird as shit. I don't know how you wrap your head around it or how anybody does, but I don't know. He looks over at his new friend. They seem decent enough, I guess.
I know. Yeah, that's right. Like, that's something that apparently the people of Jinkala and Onorant have a really hard time with. And it's frustrating. I don't know. And that's kind of one of the things I'm figuring out. I don't know. Thog, when I'm ready, Thog, I'll talk to you about it.
It's like, I don't know. Thog quietly burns out the cigarette on the tree stump next to him. All the band slowly turn. Thog's eyes narrow at them slightly. He stops. People are people no matter where you go. Make sure you're doing okay for yourself. Finding somebody to trust ain't so easy.
I've got people to trust, Thog.
Yeah. I think you do! He stares pointedly at you.
That's what I was saying, alright?
Don't do anything too nuts. I'll be hanging out here.
Alright, I don't know if I should be coming back here. Honestly, I'm kind of playing it by ear right now, so, I shrug.
Thog continues to stare off at the band and the statue. Fucking weird place.
I know. Thanks, Thog, for being you, I guess. I kind of awkwardly stare around and then walk off and wave.
As you walk away, Thog turns, stares at his friend. Oh yeah, like I should be hearing that from you. Come on. He continues staring straight ahead.
I approach Horovin. So, what are we doing? I've never really been on an organized thing before.
A strike force!
A strike force. So that's what we're calling it.
Extreme tactical attack team.
Maybe not so loud, Horovin?
Except without murder. No killing.
Okay, alright. You can say that loudly.
So like an extreme tactical peacekeeping force.
Yes, I like the way that sounds a lot more.
Aggressive peacekeeping.
So, to be fully honest, Horovin, I'm a little surprised that you're here and at the turnout. I was kind of under the assumption that it would be either just me or me and a very small group of band. I didn't think I'd be seeing so many people. Much less you here.
Jin sent the ban, of course, but I trust your judgment.
Oh, so you're just kind of here of your own accord.
Yes, sure.
Oh, you don't have to get wrapped up in it.
It seems like the right thing to do.
Okay, well, cool. If you believe in it, then you're welcome to come along.
I believe in it enough.
So what's the plan? We're going back to the inner rooms of the Rust clan?
Yes, there are two paths to the Rust clan. Now, traditionally, the band work as a sort of a guerrilla force.
Okay.
Not a literal gorilla, you see.
Oh, I've had dealings with literal gorillas though, so I have experience.
Striking in different groups, much like an ape.
Okay.
But not a literal ape.
Okay. Really obsessed.
Or a metaphorical one.
Really obsessed with that literal metaphorical ape.
He lifts the sword from his back and points it at the reflecting pool. Now we're going to move through the city, splitting into two groups.
Okay.
There are two paths to the Rust clan.
Okay. Also, something I should bring up. I don't know what my friends are doing in the city, but previously they were appointed the champions of the clan.
They're probably monkeying around.
Why the
but
monkey
not a literal
stuff?
monkey.
Why the monkey business, Horovin?
All this talk of guerrilla warfare has gotten my mind in a certain space. I've been doing image training.
Okay, image training. But like I was going to say, we might run into the champions, which would be my friends. The tall person, blonde hair. I sort of turn as I'm talking to address the other band as well. Tall, blonde hair, very strong. Avoid him. Red person, very strong. Avoid him. And then there's another one, also very tall, big, loud, louder than the other two. You don't really have to worry about it. He'll probably try to fight you, but don't fight him. Not because he's strong.
Horovin nods, taking notes.
He's a big baby.
Lots of big here.
Yeah, I travel with a lot of tall people. Huh. I look up at Horovin.
Thog snorts off in the distance.
But yes, there's also... Honestly, I'm not super sure what they can all do. They always seem to have a new trick up their sleeve. Basically, just avoid them at all costs.
Avoid their sleeves, got it.
I put my face in my hands, realizing I'm talking to Honorians. Okay, who else?
So, if that's settled, Ash, I'd like you to head Strike Force, the second one. You have to name it.
Oh, the second strike force? All right.
Yes.
I'm in charge. Okay, this feels nice. I like this.
Yes. Now, I will be leading the first strike force, if we do encounter these champions, as you say.
Well, how come you get to lead the first strike force if this is my mission?
Because I'm
gonna lead the first strike force, you lead the second one.
We can flip a coin for it.
All right.
Heads or tails?
I take heads.
Horovin flips a coin, then grabs it. I forgot to pick one. I assume it's yours.
All right, thanks. So I'll be leading the first strike force.
Okay.
The
Silverbacks are in your care.
Oh, you name. Okay, then I'm gonna name yours.
Okay.
What's a good name? Thog.
What?
What's a good name?
You talking a good name or a name that we'll regret?
I scratch my head and,
Because you guys seem really fond of names we're gonna regret.
You say you guys, but I don't ever...
Night Shrine's Adventuring
Listen,
Time! I'm not over that
That was not
yet!
my responsibility, Thog.
Sorry, I'm still mad about that.
I'm still mad about it, too.
Good!
Okay, Horvin, you are going to be the Willows.
Acceptable.
Yes. You bend and sway in the breeze, and you are very, very fluid.
A strong tree.
Yes.
For people to climb in.
Maybe not a tree. How about,
Excellent hiding place.
okay.
For the silverbacks.
I like this less and less.
I will run interference should we come across any of those champions. You seem unwilling or awkward around the concept of encountering them.
I narrow my eyes at Horvin, raise an eyebrow. I just think it would be a bad idea.
It? What do you mean it?
Encountering them.
Encountering them would be a bad idea.
Yes.
We can't tip the scales of fate. Encounters are encounters, Ash.
But you can avoid encounters by being smart.
I don't follow.
I stare at him open-mouthed. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
It seems we have a fundamental disagreement on this. I respect your opinion, but will continue to follow my own.
Okay.
So we'll split up in an attempt to infiltrate the Rust Clan.
Are we both aiming for the same place, or is one of us going to be a distraction?
I volunteered the Silverbacks as the the Willows as the distraction. He puts up his finger.
Okay.
Very well, everybody. Masks up. He turns around, everybody already has their masks on. I think we're the only ones without masks.
Yes. We had to talk.
Horvin lifts the mask to his face. I should also point out that Jin made your mask special for you. It shouldn't do anything, it's just a normal mask.
Oh, cool.
The rest of the magic business kind of takes time.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I did not want the rest of the magic business, to be honest. It's a little freaky. I push my hair back and slip the mask over my face. I stare around, getting accustomed to the new mask. And I stare kind of off into the distance, shake my arms. You know, Horvin, starting to get, excited, a little anxious about this.
Horvin tips his head to the side. You're pretty sure he's making some sort of facial expression at you.
Oh, right, your mask has the thing.
He shrugs.
Yeah, okay.
He raises his hand.
In what sort of motion? I stare at his hand.
Difficult to determine.
And
then takes a few steps over here.
I reached up for a high five as he steps forward and I sulk for a second.
That was not the motion he was going for. The band trundle behind you. You step onto the surface of the water.
Before stepping out onto the surface of the water, I one last time look back at Thog and give him a thumbs up.
He nods slowly. You notice his eye twitch slightly as you've adopted the motion apparently from Marcus or Kier. He very reluctantly gives you a thumbs up back. It seems to physically hurt him a little bit. You step onto the surface of the water. Thog's friend wanders over and waves her hand in the air. The water begins to move, the reflection of the moon wavering. In a moment, you are all pulled beneath the surface. The Willows and the Silverbacks emerge from the pool. They land in a very familiar area of the Respect Quarter, still ravaged from various battles.
I scratch my head and utter a silent apology to the park.
Horvin motions forward, making constant hand signs. You're pretty sure none of which apply to the actual situation at hand.
I briefly glance around, seeing if anybody responds to his hand signs.
They move behind him and continue making hand signs of their own. One makes the screeching eagle as he runs past. Another makes the prancing deer. The third makes the invisible rope, pulling himself forward.
For a moment, I was impressed. The moment we emerged, I was impressed with the Strike Force's professionalism, but they have revealed their Honorian natures. I tap the iguana man on the shoulder.
He turns around.
I motion for him to stick with me.
He gives you a salute.
I tap the crow-masked individual and tell them to stick with me as well.
He gives you a salute.
All right.
They continue moving forwards, darting from shadow to shadow, running in the open, frolicking.
I mostly stay hidden, watching as Horovin leads his group ahead loudly, valiantly, as the distraction.
Oh, auditorily, it's quite silent. It's just visually very
yes,
loud.
that's what I meant. And I wait, scanning around, making sure that no one is here.
Horovin hits the trees, much like a willow would.
I wait for my group to catch up with me and move towards the statue.
There's quite a loud sound coming from down the street. An uproar even.
Yes, I recognize that sound. I peer around the statue, motioning for my group to cease and hide.
They cease and hide. You see, off in the distance, Rat performing to a group of spectators that you clearly recognize.
I watch the performance.
Their attention seems to be focused elsewhere. Everyone stares at Rat. Rat coordinates his rats in time. They each hold an item.
Okay.
You're fairly sure you've gone undiscovered. Horvin continues watching from the nearby bush.
Do the onlookers, my dear friends and Zalvetta, do they seem rapt in Rat's performance, or is this merely a passing concern for them?
This is really hard to tell at that distance.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But you're at least capable of telling that they haven't noticed you where you are in your little nook.
Okay.
You've gone completely under the radar.
I make a hand sign, hopefully gathering. I look behind me. I tackle it. I grip it and hold its mouth shut, wrestle it to the ground, and dive into the bushes, dragging it with me.
Oh my god.
Is this? I rub its head, trying to judge if its forehead is suitably large. Oh no! I motion for the iguana mask.
It's 99% sure you're gonna snap its neck.
I don't. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So, anybody hear that? Anybody? Nobody? Like a rat suddenly screamed. Kinda, nobody? Okay, maybe that's just the echo of the performance or something. I think I'm gonna go now. Kier motions to Zalvetta and Colvin. Colvin nods his head. Zalvetta, very bored, continues watching the rats try to sell him something. Kier starts to wander forward, hearing muffled noises off in the distance.
I motion for my team to split into the woods and emerge on the other side of town. I very quickly bury the rat's face in the dirt and hog tie it.
Dear God.
And then
Have you no
and
mercy?
then I get real close to it and whisper, Listen, there's a nice big bag of giblets in this for you if you stay quiet. Okay? You like those things? Giblets? Yes? Is that a yes? God, you're so much harder to understand than the imps. I motion for my group to continue, and
Horovin, seeing you go, double takes, grips the mask on his face, crushes it, as apparently the complexity of the situation cannot be communicated through hand signs.
Before I run off into the woods, I don't kick, but roll the rat towards Horovin and yell, "Distraction team, go!"
I think Ash just killed that tiny man and is trying to hide the body. Oh. We have to distract them. Horvin sweats profusely.
As I'm running through the woods, Horovin's booming voice slams into my back, and I almost full stop. I break into a cold sweat and continue running.